guys, so today is Lazy Sunday and this is going to be a new segment that I'm going to be doing on my channel in which I let you guys know what it is that I'm currently reading, give you guys a little bit of background information on the book, and then give you my thoughts or my feelings and kind of have like a little discussion, I guess. So this first book that I want to share with you guys is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys have already heard about it, or you've probably already read it, or have seen it around, because I feel like I have. But if you guys are not familiar with this book and haven't heard about it and don't know anything about it, it is basically about this literature student named Anastasia Steele who meets this really good-looking, really wealthy guy named Christian Grey. And the way in which she meets this guy is because she agrees to help her best friend Kate in interviewing this person. Her best friend was sick and she decided to help her out and interview this guy. So she interviews this guy and I guess they kind of feel some sort of attraction towards each other and have like these little small dates in which they see each other and talk to each other, and then it just sort of progresses into them agreeing into having relations. He doesn't want to have a relationship with her. He made that really, really clear at the beginning of the story. He just wants to have sex, which kind of sounds like your typical guy, but it's really weird in the way that he goes about it, because he has like this weird procedure. Like, he has paperwork that you have to fill out, and then he has like this agreement and these rules and regulations that the submissive person has to follow, and he gets to choose, you know, what she does and what she doesn't do, what she wears and what she doesn't wear. It's really weird. Like, it'll list all of the things that she has to follow, and it's just weird. Like, we already understand in the book that he is a control freak, but that's just overboard and just that's weird. So, you know, they start having these relations, and you know, I've only gotten this far. I've only read about 100 or so pages, 125. So I feel like I've just gotten to the point where the story is about to pick up. So as of right now, I kind of feel like the book it's okay. It's not awesome and it's not a failure, because I mean, I can't really judge a book by its cover and give an honest opinion about a book if I've only read 100 or so pages. I mean, I still have like 3/4 left of the book, so I can't really make a decision. But as of right now, I'm going to say it's okay. I feel like, you know, I'm just starting to get to the point where the story is going to take off, because I finally reached like a point in the story where something interesting happened, and that interesting thing that happened is he brings her over to his house and she sees his playroom. It's really, I don't know, I guess rich people have playrooms because they have so much money to spend on other stuff, so they make playrooms, which is basically like a sex room. And like, she walks into this sex room and she sees like all of these whips and chains and handcuffs and like all this crazy shit that he has in this room. And you would think that any other person would kind of get freaked out and not want to even go anywhere near that room, or just be kind of like freaked. But instead of being freaked out, she kind of likes it and she's more interested in it and she wants to go through with it, which is really odd and bizarre because she is a virgin and she doesn't have very much experience in sex, but she's interested in it. And the story, I guess, it takes off from there, and you kind of start to see what his fantasies are and his sexual preferences are, and at the same time we kind of get some insight as to what Anastasia's sexual preferences are and her exploration and her sex life, being that she's a virgin and all that. This is the book that I'm currently reading. I am hoping that within the next few pages it picks up, it gets more interesting. I am not really sure what to expect with this book. I don't know if I'm going to have like sex scenes all over the place or some kind of porno or something like that. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on with this book, but I'm really excited to find out. I really hope that I'm not disappointed, because I feel like I have really, really high expectations. I mean, this book was at the bottom of my to be read list because I bought it like, you know, a couple of weeks ago. But it just jumped from like the bottom of my list all the way to the top of my list, and I'm reading it now. So I'm really hoping that it's a good book. And if it is a good book, I will make a review on it, so look out for that, but I guess we'll have to see. This next book that I'm reading is called The White Oak, and it's by Kim White, and it is her first book in her Imperfect Darkness series. Now, I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this book. I don't know if not very many people have read it. I haven't seen it on anybody's bookshelves. So I'm going to assume that not many people know about it or have read it. So if you haven't heard about it, it is about a girl named Cora Alexander who falls through a sinkhole and ends up in the underworld still alive. And she is basically just trying to find her way out of this place with the help of this guy named Minotaur, which isn't really a Minotaur, you know, the human / horse animal body part. It's not a Minotaur, that's just his name. He's kind of like a computerized kind of hologram, I guess. And she gets help from him. She also gets help from this other person named Sybil, who is essentially the person who writes everybody's life book, which is your book of life in which all of the things that happen in your past and future and all things are written by her. And also this mysterious voice that she hears in her head. And that's basically what the story is about. I really like the book so far. I mean, I'm only on chapter 5, I think. But from what I've read so far, it seems like it has a lot of creative and imaginative elements to it. So I'm really looking forward to see where this story goes. It definitely started off with action at the beginning of the book. Like, you just immediately dive into the story with action. She falls in through the sinkhole, and then it's like action from there. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more action going on in this book, which I really like. Like, I really appreciate the fact that there isn't a whole lot of storytelling in the beginning of the book, in the first few chapters, that it just goes in straight into the story. So I really like that. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see how it's going to end and what's going to happen. And yeah, if you guys haven't heard about this book, you guys should definitely check it out. I think you might like it, especially if you guys like fantasy-ish kind of books. I feel like that would be a really good fantasy book. So these are the 2 books that I'm currently reading. I was actually reading 2 other books, which would have made a total of 4 books that I was reading. I have no idea what I was thinking, because I have no idea what I was thinking. I'm usually really good about multitasking and reading multiple books at a time, but I couldn't keep up with the 4 books that I was reading because I couldn't remember what was going on in the other 2 books, so I kind of had to retire them and put them back on my bookshelf. So now I'm just down to 2 books. I'm going to read these 2 books, finish them off, and then move on to another book or another 2 books. But yeah, these are the books that I'm currently reading this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!